So I bought this, not this one, I bought this old Radial Arm Saw. Not very expensive, but here's the stand for it. I took it apart. Here it is, and I was at a loss, especially these two like shims. I guess this is, it's called a brake shoe, and this one, I don't know what it's, well, this is the brake shoe. This one, I'm not sure what it's called, but I think it's gonna allow the lock to come off of the arm to be able to turn it and bevel your wood. So I think I figured it out. I haven't put it back together yet. So there's a bolt inside this arm. It's probably about right in here, and that bolt goes through. You can see the end of it there. The bolt on the inside of the arm, that is going to cover that bolt. So what that's going to allow to happen is, you can see this is broken on mine, but most of you, if you have a Craftsman, this turns this, which then turns the bolt in there, and this brake shoe goes right against that. And I think what that allows to do, as you tighten the bolt in, this is going to press up against the column here, and will lock it down. So that's that. And then there's another hole just above the bolt. You can kind of see it there. This goes in, so the flat end is inside, but if you notice, there's a little groove here, and that groove, I'm pretty sure, is going to fit right on top of this. And so what that allows, you see how on the inside here, this has different places where it's going to catch or lock this in, right? So when you pull this lever, I can't do it with one hand right now. When you pull that, that's going to pull this back, which will allow this to turn. So as I put this back together, it's going to be a little tricky, because you can't put these on the column unless this is in here. So my goal is to set this in here. Well, first put the arm on the column, and kind of prop it up so I'm able to put this brake shoe in. And then on top of that, this gets screwed back into the column like this. And we'll see what happens. That's where I am. I think it's going to work. Okay. So I think the way I'm going to do this, I have a light shining through the back here, and you can kind of see this is what I was talking about with the notch. I'm just going to put this on the top, and I think these holes are I'm guessing, I'm going to be looking through this hole with a headlamp just to help me align. This has to go through the top hole in here, and then this part has to fit over the bolt that's inside of there right below it. So that's my strategy. I'll let you know. Okay, I've changed up my strategies here a little bit, and it's just because what I was trying to do was set that, I don't know what you call it, a piston or whatever, on top of the stem from the handle there, and then kind of shove it through, but it ended up getting in the hole. And I think the easiest way to do that, if I make a mistake and have to do it again, would be to thread it through this way. And you can't see it here, but you want that piece to be vertical, and you also want the notch on the inside here. Let's see. You want that notch to be, where is it? There it is, down. And that's where the stem piece is going to lift up into that notch and then go over that bolt right there. And you can adjust that bolt from right in here. You can just twist it with your hand. So that's what I'm trying now. All right, I think I got it. As you can see, that the stem piece there is sitting into the notch, and I was a little concerned at first, but that is around the bolt. And let's see if I can do it with one hand. What I'm doing here is just twisting this knob here, and it's spinning the bolt, if you can see that. So it's doing what it should. I'm going to put it together and we'll see what happens. Okay, so now I made some progress here. These are all set up for the next step, I think. And so when I use this lever right here, you'll kind of be able to see, okay, that locks whatever this is called in place and releases it. And then most of these have a better turn handle here, but it's doing what it should also. You can see it's turning that bolt in there. And what that'll eventually do is it's gonna, the shim, I think it's called a brake shoe is what the part is called. That's gonna fit over that bolt, and when you turn that, that's gonna put compression on the column of the radial arm saw. So, and this, of course, that notch in there will allow each of these to lock in place. So I think what you do is loosen the lock, the brake, which is right here, and then release the catch, and then that allows you to turn it to different bevel angles. Okay, I'll keep you posted. Okay, so here's what I have set up. I'm about to try this. I have just this support block that doesn't allow the column to, or this arm to fit all the way over the column. So I'm hoping that'll allow me to get this brake in first. This one right here, brake in first. And then I'm just gonna try this. I might have to use another sheet of wood, but right now it's supporting like the base of that arm. And then I'm gonna have it support the arm, and that will allow it to, the arm to go down a little further over the column, and then I might be able to get this guy in. So that's what I'm gonna try. Okay, so I did get him in. It took a few tries, but well, here's the locking mechanism where that notch fit in here. I did have to, well, I put the shim in first, that's below it. And I did have to do 2 different levels, but that board worked for that. I did, to get, it would have been easier with 2 people, but I had to pull the lever back in order for that bit to inset a little bit, and that allowed the column to come up. So I think we're on the right track here. Okay, so these 2 bolts here and here lock the column onto the arm. That took a little bit of doing, but this is doing what it should. Right now, it's locked in, it's not going anywhere. And when I release that, we know what happens now. Okay, and watch it snap back into place at 0 degrees. All right, so that we're back to 90. This that tightens the shoe brake, again, it's broken on this. It doesn't seem to be effective, so I don't know if the shoe brake's necessary or not, but it's back in. So the reason I took all this apart was, and that hasn't been solved yet, there's a little bit of, there's a little bit of play. You can hear it. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a little bit of play in the arm, and I'm trying to figure that out. I think it has to do with some adjustment screws over here. Okay, I was trying to figure out an answer for this yesterday. I was looking online, and people had the same question, but I didn't see any solution. So there you go.